back and thank you for staying with the broadcast. Public transport protocols have been updated once again, this time allowing a more dynamic capacity measure for drivers. Though minibuses still cannot operate at full capacity, special considerations will be given to groups of passengers who come from the same origin.
President of the Cicero Minibus Association has provided us some updates in regards to the guidelines which are governing social distancing on public transport.
What we do know for this week is that we are allowed to carry the 10 passengers from the bus. From the bus stand, we are allowed to carry 10 persons on the bus. If when you coming down the road, you're coming down with passengers on board and you don't have a complete load, you don't have the 10 and you have 9. So that means you're only missing 1. But you could, since it's a family of 2, you are allowed to pick up the 2 passengers. So therefore you will have 11. But since it's a family, they're coming from the same household, that you're allowed to pick them up. Because they are coming from the same area, the same building. Like for instance for you're coming from Hot FM, 5 of you coming up. I have 8 passengers and I'm missing. I'm allowed to pick up the 5, right? Because you're coming from the same, it's almost like a family. So we are allowed, but at no time that we should have 14 passengers on the bus or 15 passengers at no time.
Hot 7 TV will continue to follow this story as it develops to offer you, the members of the public, the most recent updates. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
The Department of Health continues its efforts to steer the island in the direction of a pre-COVID-19 society with its phased reopening. On Monday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George went in depth to advise the public on revised protocol following an adjustment in the current state of emergency plan.
As of June 14, 2020, the World Health Organization reported a total of 7,690,708 confirmed cases of COVID-19 globally, with 427,630 deaths. Within the region of the Americas, there was a total of 3,711,768 cases. As of June 15, 2020, St. Lucia recorded a total of 19 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 18 of those cases have fully recovered. The last case was a repatriated cruise national and was recorded on June 4, 2020. Testing results received on the weekend indicated 44 negative test results. A total of 1,356 tests have been carried out to date. Effective June 15, 2020, the curfew is imposed from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. each day. Also, some social activities, including parties, picnics, and receptions, are allowed with the established physical distancing and public health protocol. The Ministry of Health and Wellness alerts the public that as we open up the sectors, the risk of transmission increases. We can reduce this by ensuring the public health and social measures are maintained. We also anticipate new cases. However, if we all comply by the guidelines and maintain them, the possibility for transmission is minimized. One of the recommendations included the use of a face mask or scarf when going to public places such as the supermarkets. The face mask or scarf may be used for source control by reducing potential exposure risk from infected persons during the pre-symptomatic period. The mask is needed for use when someone is less than 6 feet from others, as in the supermarket and other stores, and in such situations. The prolonged use of the mask does not cause carbon dioxide intoxication nor oxygen deficiency. Face masks should not be used in the following situations, that is, driving a car, especially if you are alone or with immediate family, riding a bicycle or motorcycle, walking on the street when alone with no one near, during exercise or gym or running, with family members or group of friends when seated at a restaurant. Also, students who are seated 6 feet apart can remove the mask during class time. Wearing a face mask is complementary. It does not replace the recommended preventative measures. So as usual, we ask that everyone continues to sanitize their hands by either using hand washing or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Also, to wear your mask during daily activities when you're out, maintain the 6-foot distance. Also be sure to cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. These simple and inexpensive actions will make a meaningful difference in preventing the spread of infection. As always, the Ministry of Health and Wellness will continue to provide regular COVID-19 updates as well.
The Cannabis Commission presented to the Cabinet of Ministers on Monday morning, June 15th, on the economic analysis of the regulation of the cannabis industry in St. Lucia. The commission was set up in July 2019 to review and make recommendations on the laws and regulations as it relates to cannabis marijuana. At Monday's meeting, Cabinet was guided by lead minister on the issue, Minister for Commerce, Industry, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs, Honorable Bradley Felix, and the presentation began with an opening statement by Chairman of the committee, Mr. Michael Gordon QC. The committee is made up of representatives from the Attorney General Chambers, Invest St. Lucia, the Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Equity, Cannabis Movement, leaders of the opposition, National Youth Council, St. Lucia Christian Council, and the Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari. The in-depth presentation from the committee provided background and context, arguments against and for regulatory reform, a review of the current landscape in St. Lucia, alternative regulatory models, economic assessment, a cost-benefit analysis, and a macroeconomic impact assessment. The discussion was a dynamic one between the committee and ministers, and the Cabinet is expected to deliberate today on the proposals of the committee. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, we'll have school sports and the latest weather update.